I'd like to have a segment called "That Couldn't Happen Here, Could It?" I mean, that couldn't happen here. Yeah, that happened over there. That's in Canada, but it can't happen here, right? I mean, that's Europe. That can't happen here. I would have nothing but stories about things that could not happen. That couldn't happen here. Well, this is one that's the most important. This is the most critical story in the world. I think this is incredible. There is a West Yorkshire police race-based recruitment scandal. This kills me because, again, remember, if it happens there, if it happens in Europe, it can happen here like you can't believe. So this version calls out the blatant hypocrisy and the obvious legal concerns and social consequences with no sugarcoating on my part. Whites need not apply. This is the title of this, I guess. The collapse of meritocracy in Britain's woke police state. Now remember, Trump's in office now. If anything happens, and that balance were to change, they're going to come back with a vengeance like you can't believe. Okay. Now, once tasked, you would think, with upholding law and order, police, the Yorkshire police has now seemingly taken a hard left turn off the path or road of justice and directly into this ideological abyss, this hole. Now, according to a bombshell report from RMX News, this is most fascinating. The West Yorkshire Police, this is important, right? This is very, very important. The West Yorkshire Police, the great WYP, has been actively barring white British applicants from applying to become police officers unless they fit into a narrow, kind of a state-approved diversity window. Diversity! Okay. Meanwhile, minority candidates have been welcome to apply year-round. Isn't that great? So let that sink in. In the United Kingdom in 2025, a government-funded police department is literally, actually, truly telling white citizens, you can wait, you're the wrong color. This isn't diversity. This is institutionalized, legislated racial discrimination dressed up in the costume of social justice or something. Now, we've gone from the noble goal, I think, of equal opportunity to racial engineered by bureaucratic police. And let's look at this carefully. Let's look at what this is. And let's call it what it is. State-sponsored racism. Now, according to reports, West Yorkshire Police has adopted a kind of a secretive internal ranking system that grades applicants by skin color and by ethnicity. And what it does is it assigns gold status to Black and Far East Asian candidates, silver to South Asians, and bronze to, wait for it, right, white people, including Irish and Eastern Europeans. That's right. The same country that championed Magna Carta now grades citizens like commodities on a diversity auction block. This is happening. Now, this isn't just unethical and illegal. It's certainly illegal under the Equality Act 2010, another law which they forget, but a law which forbids positive discrimination in hiring. But don't expect swift justice here. Oh, no. When ideological dogma infects public institutions and this woke kind of a wave, laws become flexible, mere suggestions and insinuations, applied only when deemed convenient to the agenda. And the agenda is clear. Transform the very makeup of police forces to reflect a utopian, DEI mandated ideal, DEI, ESG, even if it means discriminating against the very people paying the taxes to fund it. Oh, yeah. So let's talk numbers, just to give you a perspective. West Yorkshire Police reportedly employs 19 diversity officers at a staggering cost of $1 million a year. That's £1 million not going towards community safety and sound familiar? Solving crimes. They don't have Doge yet, but goes here. Not improving training. Instead, it funds an in-house ministry of woke, measuring applicants by melanin, I guess, and cultural ancestry or what have you. Now, in what sane world is this considered a priority for, of all things, law enforcement? And the backlash was swift. Former Prime Minister Liz Truss and several Tory MPs, of course, attacked and slammed the program as obviously deeply unfair and corrosive. But naturally, the leftist political class and their media allies rushed immediately to defend it, painting any criticism as reactionary or racist. That's right. Because in their warped worldview, only some racism is bad, especially the kind that doesn't align with progressive goals. See how that works? But the real scandal isn't just the blatant anti-white discrimination. It's the deeper rot, if you will, the erosion of the merit-based system, the meritocracy, that once served as a foundation of Western democracy. Remember this? Police work is not a fashion show for diversity quotas. You never know that looking at the Secret Service group who tried. Remember Secret Service Barbie? It's a life or death job that demands competence and courage and discipline, irrespective of your particular socioeconomic demographic. So when recruitment is reduced to a racial scoreboard or some checkbox status, everyone loses, especially the people and the communities that they are supposed to protect. Now, what message does this send to, aspiring officers? Well, if you're white, don't bother. If you're a minority, you'll be fast-tracked. Come on in. Not necessarily because of your qualifications, but because of your ability to help check some bureaucratic checkbox or something. I mean, that's obviously insulting, and I think racist to minority applicants who are qualified, and demeaning to white ones who are told they're systematically privileged regardless of their circumstances. Both doesn't make any sense either. It's also incredibly divisive. You see, policies like these breed resentment, not unity. They inflame internal racial tension rather than easing it, and that can be dangerous in the police department. When governments start discriminating based on race, even with the best of intentions, and let's just assume they are, they undermine trust and civic cohesion and the very notion of equal treatment under the law. And here's the real kicker. Listen to this. This isn't an isolated incident. I don't think it was nothing. Well, that's the UK. Who cares? Oh, no. If it happens there, this is Europe. Across the UK and much of the Western world, public institutions have become laboratories for racial social experiments. Remember when COVID started? Remember, it was always in Europe. Remember when the lockdowns? It was in Europe. Remember Milan? It was in Europe. Remember this. The obsession with representation, whatever that means, has morphed into a very dangerous doctrine of exclusion by design, by plan. The woke bureaucracy doesn't want fairness. They want control. And race-based hiring is just one tool in their arsenal. Now, to be clear, no one's arguing against encouraging more diverse participation in public service. Nobody. That's great. But this isn't encouragement. It's coercion, per usual. And it's being carried out still under a grotesque manner of justice. So just think, just because it's MAGA here, and just because much of the world has taken on a lot of the Trump way of thinking, don't think for 1 minute that somehow we've escaped this. Don't think for 1 minute that all of a sudden there's this universal or this international resurrection or this collective application and acceptance of the Trump model. You see, the British people deserve better than this, and I hope they get it. They deserve a police force like everybody else that judges applicants based on their ability to serve and to do those things which normally accompany being a police officer. Nobody cares about the color of their skin. Well, ideally. Everybody deserves leadership that recognizes the value of unity and not division. It puts a price on cohesion. And they deserve to know that in 2025, applying for a public job doesn't require checking your race at the door, or worse, being punished for it. The line has been crossed. And if this ideology is not stopped here, once and for all, it will spread further around the world, infecting courts and countries and hospitals and schools. And so far, sports has been kept from this. The question now is this: will the British public fight back before fairness becomes a relic of the past? And where is this going next? See, this is the part which is critical to understand. I can't say this enough. Do not think, oh, that's over there. That can't happen here. It has happened here. It will happen here. Pay attention to this. Focus on this. And whatever you do, dear friends, I always ask you to subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Make sure you like this video. And whatever you do, comment, dear friends. Comment as you see fit.